Hi there, hello, and welcome to Patrick's Place, coming to you live from Studio 62. As always, you can subscribe to my podcast by simply going to my YouTube channel and typing in Patrick Anderson Jamaica or Patrick Anderson Radio. The podcast will pop up and you can subscribe. And as always, you can send your comments. I take the time to read them all. I am a fierce defender of the First Amendment right. And what I'm going to be discussing with us all in this podcast is the task ahead for Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Now, he has done a fabulous job with the economy. There can be no question about that. Reducing the debt to GDP ratio from 130%, the debt to GDP, to 61% since he has been in office over the past 8 years. Of course, the Jamaica Labour Party elected to an unprecedented third term. The Jamaica Labour Party has never been in power for more than two consecutive terms. Congratulations to Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party. The question, though, is where do we go from here? And I must say that any well-thinking person, any well-thinking Jamaican will want the government to succeed. You must want the government to succeed, especially after a freshly minted election. You always have full support for whomever wins the election, and you get back and you support the country. And this is no different. This time is no different for Jamaica and its Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. The task, though, it's something that I have been thinking about. I haven't mounted a podcast over the past 2 weeks because I have been thinking. It really has stuck in my mind. What is the path ahead for Jamaica? And you might say, what is Patrick talking about? The country is doing well, the infrastructure is doing well. But if you paid attention to the last election, something that I said in one of my podcasts before the election is that I thought that the People's National Party spent an inordinate amount of time talking about the Integrity Commission issues with Andrew Holness. The Jamaican people did not care about that. Similar to 2016, the Jamaican people did not care about the point that the PNP was making about the house that Andrew Holness was building. What the Jamaican people care about, as they do anywhere in the world, are kitchen table issues. How are they going to pay their bills? It's the question of affordability. It's the issue of living from paycheck to paycheck. It is the issue of what we judge a country by. How do you treat the elderly? How do you treat the children? And how do you treat those with disabilities, both intellectual disabilities and physical disabilities? And I'm going to take you back about 50 years because it has been a long time that Jamaica has been trying to become some semblance, some sort of semblance of a first world country. And to be in that stratosphere, as was the thought of Vision 2030, Jamaica was expected to become a first world country by 2030. I'm not quite sure how close we are to that, maybe closer than we think. It's the question of how do you balance having a sound economy where the fundamentals of the economy are sound and the social fabric matches up to the well-being of the economy. And it also matches up with the majority of the people that they are able to not live from paycheck to paycheck, but live comfortably. Live in a country, Jamaica, that it's a choice to live there. And the issue that I want to bring to the fore, as I said, it's something that has been exercising the minds of political leaders in Jamaica for over 50 years. It's nothing new. In the 1970s, Jamaica, when it was led by Mr. Manley, had outstanding social progress, a lot of social programs that uplifted the culture, that uplifted the spirit of the country. But the economy was destroyed. Let's just call a spade a shovel. The economy was left in tatters. Mr. Siaga took over in 1980, and between 1980 and 1989, he did a fabulous job with the economy. But with that came austere measures. And so the social programs were disrupted, the social programs were discontinued, and that left the marginalized at the bottom of the totem pole. And since then, Mr. Manley returned to power in 1989 for a short period before he was succeeded by P.J. Patterson. And remember, Mr. Manley campaigned leading up to the 1989 elections of having Jamaica pursue a free market economy. That was always the position of the Jamaica Labour Party. And so the People's National Party back then recognized that a free market economy was best for all. Let the economy drive the success of the country, not a centralized control of the country as happens in socialist countries. But if you listen to what I just said, either model, and let's go beyond Mr. Manley in 89 when P.J. Patterson took over in 1992, a lot of infrastructural development took place, the highways, etc., but still the people were marginalized. And after that, we had Prime Ministers Portia Simpson Miller, Prime Minister Bruce Golding, and back to Prime Minister Andrew Holness, the back and forth between Portia and Andrew. The common denominator over the past 50 years, the people have not been uplifted, but there has been infrastructural development, and certainly over the last 8 years, tremendous economic development. And so I close by suggesting that there has to be a third path. It cannot just be a successful economy. The fundamentals of the economy are brilliant, the people suffer, or social programs at the top of the ladder and the economy suffers. What is that third path? I don't know. But it's the path that requires the fundamentals of the economy to be sound and social programs be put in place to uplift the people. For example, the Prime Minister has promised to lower the income tax threshold from 25% to 15%. Is that possible? That would be a good thing. He has promised to double the minimum wage from $16,000 per week to $32,000 per week. That comes with its consequences. He has pledged to continue infrastructural development. And all those are excellent plans to uplift the people. But at the end of the day, the people, they have to feel it when they sit at the kitchen table. And once they feel it at the kitchen table and the economy is sound, then you know that you are on that third path. When will we get on that third path? It's a very tricky question, and it's one that I hope that the current Prime Minister can find. Until my next podcast, be well, be safe.